Hey y'all. Alright. Hey y'all. I know it's a kind of quick update of what's been going on with my life. A lot has happened and changed, where I'm still kind of having to figure things out. And I haven't been really posting because I've been trying to work and trying to get things done as much as possible, and just focus on my business right now. I'm just like sick as hell. But I just been kind of like up and down with emotions and feelings and how I feel, with the storm kind of coming through. Because when you're visualizing you're manifesting something or whatever it is, you're gonna do certain things that is gonna put you in a situation where you're going to struggle. You're going to go through certain things and certain trials and tribulations. You know, I just had two clients that we booked on a call, one for 50K and another one for 5K, and then it didn't really close. And we were like, okay, well, it is what it is. There's still a lot to go. There's still a lot to grow and a lot of room, to continue building something, especially something big and huge. And so, where I'm at right now, all I'm trying to do is just really like focus and dial in, and just trying to stay as positive and the faith of it's already created, which is key of everything, right? But the thing is, a lot of people think that, manifesting and getting in this type of journey is easy. No, it's not. It's not easy at all. It's still somewhat difficult in a sense because at the end of the day, you have to be delusional as hell even when bad things happen in your life. And that is the most difficult part, is to stay control, stay composed when things don't go how you wanted it to go. Again, maybe you manifested it. Maybe you created a reality where things had to put you in that type of position to then become the man that you're trying to become. Who knows, right? I always say that everything happens for a reason. It always does. And I was just talking to this one lady that I've met a while back, not so long ago, but it was a bit ago now. She's been visualizing for more than, her whole life. She's like 50 years old. And I was asking questions to her, and I said, do you think that everything happens for a reason? Everything happens for exactly, especially if you're focused on your goal? And she was like, yes, of course. And it was like, kind of like a reminder for me that I need to continue staying in that sacred place as much as possible, and just trying to stay positive as much as possible. It's difficult because I have my emotions up and down. I'm sick. I'm still gotta work. I still gotta do things in my life, especially that I'm not working. I need to get my ass going more than ever. And I know that I am, because at the end of the day, this is another thing too. And I know that I'm kind of like just ranting off a little bit, but obviously it's an update. You start to actually build the characteristics that you need to then become that person that you're trying to be successful. That is a thing that a lot of people miss and forget about, is that they think that it takes years or it's a difficult challenge. The only difficult challenge is to be crazily delusional and have the utmost faith. But if you can already conquer that, you can conquer anything, to be honest with you. You can conquer any type of addiction. You can conquer any type of person you're trying to become. Because you start to act as him. You start to believe it. You start to act on it. And eventually, the world starts to bend in your will. And you start to become that person that you're trying to be. And, my life is bending towards that, type of situation. Who would have thought that I'd be in a circle, even though I haven't really been closing like how I wanted to, or I haven't been making the money that I wanted to in the moment. to be able to talk or get in rooms of almost making $250,000, $500,000 contract, 50K contract. I did have one small one, which was 5,000, but that was nothing. To get in rooms like that, to get insiders and to position myself in that type of situation is really interesting. And it's interesting how everything just connects how it's supposed to be. And I meet the right people at the right time, to be honest with you. Anyways, right now in my life, I'm just in a very lonely state where I'm just trying to figure everything out. I was trying to talk to some people that I wanted to talk about when I was going through certain things, and people weren't really truly there. And even though I love them and they're still people that I love and care about, I mean, they're business partners at the end of the day. We work together, and at the end of the day, we all want to achieve and succeed the same way. People are going through their shit too. So I don't I don't blame them, right? Let me fucking sneeze real quick. But it's kind of like it's kind of nice that and it's interesting how I was just brought into a very lonely world. Like, the universe put me in a position where I was lonely as fuck. Still am. Even though the people around me, I still feel lonely because people can't really comprehend me or understand me or don't understand what I'm going through on a daily basis. They can't. And again, it's not to be bragging or anything. Everybody goes through shit, right? But I'm just saying for myself, it's one of the most difficult challenges that I'm trying to overcome and achieve, and I will achieve it. I will succeed. Again, this is just like an update of a reminder, like, and especially for me to look back at this video and be like, wow, I've changed so much. I've gotten to the next chapter. This is one of the phases. This is one of the parts of the stories that that is part of it, that I have to face, I have to struggle, I have to go through. But eventually, once I get out of that darkness, once I get out of that bullshit, I'm able to achieve and succeed and, benefit from all the fruitfulness that God has been trying to give me in the first place. It's always so important to look at always everything in a positive way. Always look at the situations, circumstances that happen and look at it. And I don't really care whatever religion you have, but whatever it is, ask yourself, why did the universe or why did God put me in this position? What is he trying to teach me? What is the lessons behind these things that is putting me into the man that I'm trying to become? You start to figure that out. You start to understand. And when you start to look at, I guess you could say this game, this world that we live in, and you start to look and shift your perspective in a different way where it's like every circumstance or every situation is there's there's a reward at the very end of that. You start to realize, and you start to change your perspective. You start to see how things actually start to work for you in your favor. Because the thing is, when you're constantly thinking negatively, or you're constantly thinking like, why did this not happen? Why did I not close this deal? Whatever the case may be, right? The reason, if you stay in that way, right? The reason being, if you decide to stay in that type of position of, I guess sadness or whatever, or like self-hatred, or just being sad in general that things aren't really going how it's supposed to, you're signaling to the universe that you don't have it. When in reality, you're supposed to be thinking and living at the end. You're supposed to be thinking at the end. You should be thinking as a person that already owns the things that you already owned. Anything, whether it's quality, whether it's the physique, whether it's the mindset, whether it's money, it doesn't matter what it is. It's up to you how you want. You just have to cautiously stay positive. And again, it goes back to how I was telling you, the most difficult thing is trying to manage your sanity when things don't go how it's supposed to go. And you always have to look at things as like it's a storm. And that storm will always come to you for a reason. These negative things have to happen to you. Every person that you look up to or that you idolize, whatever the case may be, has a backstory. Every person has a backstory. And right now, you are a movie director directing this movie, this character that you're trying to build, right? And everybody's watching. But the thing is, in that movie, we need to build the story around that. We need to build the character traits, the skills that it develops to then become the person that they're trying to become. My mother was never hardworking. If it wasn't for her working, and my parents are immigrants, came down here to Florida in the 2000, or I think it was 1999 or 2000. And my parents were here. My mom is a very hardworking mother. My mom started working at the age of 6 years old, picking up rice and doing all these things. My mom will not have these character traits or these skills as a hard-working woman, especially her being sick and everything else, if it wasn't for her working at the age of 6. It sounds weird, it sounds cruel, but that's what developed the character that she wanted to be. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to take you years. No, I'm not saying that. That was a unconscious thing that happened in her life, right? At the end of the day, we're all creators. We're all constantly creating things and developing and growing things and trying to build, create whatever reality that we're trying to create. And it's going to manifest much more faster when you're conscious about what you're trying to create, But those character traits, like how I told you, is developed with the circumstances that are going to be happening in your life. Everything needs to happen to you. Every bullshit needs to happen to you. It's where you truly learn things. Yes, maybe your parents have told you you're supposed to learn from other people's failures and examples, but the harsh truth of reality, you only learn truly when you bump your head. Truly. People say that's not wise. I say it's not wise if you continue doing it. Then you're just being dumb. But if you bump your head and you realize, oh, this right here is hitting me, let me crouch down and walk through every single time, you're not being an idiot. You learn from those mistakes. And sometimes it really takes a good hit in your life to fully understand what you need to do or what forces you. See, the thing is, just like it builds you character traits and skills, it's the same way that it forces you to do things that you've never done before. See, the universe is very interesting and very unique. And it has its ways to force you to do things that you've never done before. Who would have thought that I would own a marketing business agency, that I have to run people and to do things? I had about 10 employees. Now I'm down to 2. Right? Who would have thought I would get to that point? If it wasn't for me manifesting and growing these things. Now, I had 10 at some point and I lost it. That's fine. But guess what? I've never had 10 before. I've never even had 2 employees in my life. So to even do that and to be in that type of position is already unique itself. It's already interesting itself. It's already growing into something huge and big, and I know it's going to make me money. I'm building apps. I'm doing all these things that I'm creating, and it's going to develop in a way where it's the person that I'm trying to become, which is a multi-billionaire. That's all I've been thinking about. That's my type of mindset. I'm not trying to become a millionaire. I'm trying to become a billionaire. And I'm trying to grow an empire that is retarded as shit, to the point where I want to be the guy that's able to buy a yacht every month without a problem. That's the type of wealth and success I want. Now, it sounds ridiculous. It sounds over the top. Like, why? Why do you want that? Why not? Why not achieve something and try and do it? Even though I know that I'm going to have it, even though it's already mine, it's already done, it's already created. If I can see it, it's done. It's created in my life, right? Why do I want this? It's not about money at this point. It's about really pushing myself to my limits, really manifesting something so high, and see how my life goes. I think that's the most interesting and most funnest part in this world. I only look at it like this, man. You only live once. Maybe there is an afterlife. Maybe there is. I do believe so. But why not make this world your own heaven? There are people that are suffering, that are struggling, that are dying. Why not take full initiative and full understanding and just take it all and do whatever you can to have that? Which is success, right? Why not give it a shot? There's people that are struggling, that are in a much more worse position than you're in, and you're not even taking advantage of the knowledge that you already have when it comes to manifesting. That is fucking ridiculous. I think it's kind of retarded that you don't use your own powers that God has truly given you from the beginning. And I do truly believe that if I can get towards a success that it's so high like this, I can target certain audiences to the point where when they look up and they say, man, this kid right here, a young kid making millions of dollars a month without a problem. This kid doesn't even look unfazed, which my Instagram account is Miguel_phase. This kid is unfazed. He can't be broken. We tried to do everything. And it's like, of course, that's what I want you to do. I want you to be angry. I want you to be like, wow, how did this happen? I want people to think about me in a sense of, how did he get to this point? And when they look at my channel, when they look at all my old videos, because again, I'm not going to be always talking about this for the rest of my life. Fuck no. I have other bigger careers and other interesting things that I want to do. I want to vlog. I want to go and travel all over the world. I'm already thinking of doing it in the next 4 to 5 months. I'm going to Puerto Rico. Like, I want to enjoy life and experience that and make videos when it comes to, quality content when it comes to that, showing the lifestyle. But my message at the bottom will speak for itself. This is all a foundation at the end of the day. So I know that my whole video just got kind of like completely off topic, but it really truly is like, I'm the type of person where it's like, well, let me at least leave a message every single time, even though I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to talk about where my journey's at, right? I mean, at the end of the day, all I want is that the people around me and that I surround myself become as successful as I am. That's what I want. I want a team and a group, especially my employees, a group of employees that work for me, that when you enter in the room, you can't tell the difference whether who's the owner, who's not. I want that type of level of success for all my people. I want them to become millionaires with me. I want a team that are so rich, so successful, you can't tell the difference. You wouldn't even know it's me. And I think that's the most beautiful thing of it all. And that's all I'm trying to do. But anyways, that's pretty much it. My partners and all that are sending me messages, things that I gotta do. But yeah, it's just a quick message, a reminder for everybody, and a reminder for you. Like, even though I'm going through things, it shows like you're not alone if you are going through things right now. And I think everybody is, to be honest with you. You just have to keep your head up, keep your head high, and keep being delusional. Keep being crazy enough. Keep believing that it's already yours. It's already done. And if you don't have that, if you can't believe it, start developing it up here. Every single day, develop it. Every single day. Before you go to bed, when you first wake up, develop it. Reprogram your mind every single time. That is how you're going to succeed in this life.